To sketch a Venn diagram, there are numerous options as far as the technology that you might use. Here, I'm going to share with you how you can use some programs in Google Drive to accomplish that task. So I'm in what you call a drawing window within the Google Drive. Now, to start this process, you would want to log into your Gmail account, go to My Drive by clicking on the upper right-hand corner series of dots there and Drive. And then you can click on the triangle here, the new button, and that will show a variety of options for the file types. Coming up here, there we go, see Google Docs. And I would recommend that you start there. You can work within a Google Doc, like a Word file if you'd like, just by selecting Drawing New. And that will create a platform that's like the drawing files. Or you can go under File, New, and Drawing here. And that will pull up a file that looks just like that drawing that we saw within the Google Doc a moment ago. So let's suppose that we're going to model these two sets with a Venn diagram. We've got a lot of options, and usually we just use circles to represent a set in Venn diagrams. So I'm going to start with one circle there. I'll copy and paste that so that I have another circle for set B. And then using the line option, I can just freehand this overlap space with the scribble line option. I know that won't be perfect. Just do the best possible. And then I can use the text box to start placing some labels on these sets. Set A here, set B here. And let's look at what the elements are. So in set A, some of those that are strictly in A and not in the intersection between A and B are Walmart and Target. Notice Amazon is in both sets, so it would be represented in the intersection space. And finally, we have Etsy, Chewy, and Omaha Steaks that are strictly in set B. So that is a quick sketch of representing those two sets with a Venn diagram. Now, in some cases, you might not have that intersection space. For example, suppose that Amazon was not in set B. Then we would have a situation where the two sets are disjoint, and so they would need to be represented disjoint or separate from one another, like you see there. And looks like we have all the elements in order, as you see there with the revised example of those two sets, A and B. So depending on whether you have elements that are represented in both sets and need that intersection space, or if you have disjoint sets and want to represent them separate from one another like this, you'll have to look at those elements and make the call as to which type of image is appropriate. Now let's go back to that drawing of all of these elements that we have, the overlap of Amazon. What can I do to use this image? Well, I can go under File and download a JPEG. Once I do that, if I'm using Chrome, then it will show up here on the bottom. And I can also look in my downloads folder to find that file. And oftentimes in the Brightspace environment, if you're wanting to post this for a discussion, for example, you can simply take a file and drag and drop it into the discussion dialog box, like you see there, and that's ready to post. If that particular set of steps doesn't work for you, then you can also use the insert image option within the discussion dialog box and elect to find a file on your computer, and there's that drag and drop option there as well. Got that going. Let's click add. I'll add some alt text and then click OK, and see there we have inserted the image just as well, like we did from the drag and drop directly into the dialog box. And then second option, using the insert image button.